Hey y'all, I'm an I-78. I am here. We are going to take a look at this press conference to see what is going on with this Carlee Russell situation. I just honestly, I want to know if the police going to lock her up. Are they going to get on here and admit that this half a lion? I want to know. We going to find out in a few. Let me turn my phone down. I know y'all love me, but good grief. We going to see what we got going on.
Have some direction from law enforcement as to whether this is an
Sorry,
abduction or
y'all.
whether it's not. And I think they're going to provide detail. And the reason they're going to be able to is they've had plenty of time to conduct their investigation and make a conclusion.
They really
Yeah,
have.
and again, if in a
They really
there's
have.
really two scenarios here, folks, that are present at least on my mind. Scenario one, an abduction took place, and there needs to be obviously a search, a manhunt, if you will, for whoever is responsible for that
All right, shall
abduction.
I be
Or scenario two, where there
right
wasn't an
back?
abduction, and people are going to want to know exactly what happened on the side of I-459 and why did Carlee Russell vanish in those moments between the 911 call that she placed when she claimed to see a toddler and between, of course, law enforcement arriving there on scene. I'll do my very best to answer as many
Doing the Kevin
questions and,
Sanders. I
and
had to get up
comments
for a
using
minute.
hashtag Hey
Yeah, I don't know why
BB,
she why did she
hashtag
go with
Jennifer. As
a
I
baby?
look over here, I'm looking
Like
at the scrolling
what
comment section,
what
looking for
what the
those
hell was
comments as
that
we have
about?
another just a couple of minutes.
Couldn't think of
Jennifer, really
nothing else.
quickly, um, what's your put on your reporter
It
hat for a
made no
minute? Let's say you're
sense.
a reporter in the room. Oh, we lost you again.
Y'all, this is struggle stream.
Oh, we might have lost you again.
This
You got
is
me, Jennifer?
fresh off of work, trying to find out what's going on.
Okay, you got me now? I feel like the Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? I haven't seen that. Whatever happened to the Verizon guy? Not entirely sure. Does he still? He went to Sprint, right? Okay, you got me now. Oh no, she has to go. Okay, it's 3:28. She's saying that she has to go and she can't hear me. All right, Jennifer, thanks a lot for joining us here again on stream on WFLA now.
Thank
That
you. I'm so sorry. Don't know what's going in and out, but I appreciate you having me.
Thanks, Jennifer. I'll see you on News Nation. Take care.
See what's
All
going
right. Bye
on.
bye.
All righty, Jennifer Coffindoffer, folks. You'll see her tonight on News Nation. You might see her on some other channels as well. Let's go to the comment section here, and people are asked, like Steve on Facebook Live, do you think it's a hoax or do you think it was an abduction? Look, we're going to find out from law enforcement. There's no point now and first of all, my opinion, I'm just here as a reporter to help present everybody with fact and also talk about what we know versus what we don't know. And at this stage in the story, police have not yet commented on there definitively being an abduction that took place. The law enforcement releases since Carlee turned up on Saturday night have been mostly vague with very few specifics. And a lot of the reason for that is because of a very significant missing puzzle piece here. When you have a situation like this, when a missing person advisory is canceled, one of the very first things, or one of the most important things that will get conducted, is that whoever's usually the lead investigator, one of the lead investigators on the case, will sit down with the person and say, what happened? Tell us, walk us through chronologically,
For
step by
real, because that's
step,
what I want to know.
what
You know
happened.
what? Let me
And
get
we'll
some
ask,
paper because
it will
yeah,
be a
she gonna
formal
she gonna have
interview
to tell me
process,
something.
2 hour
That's all it is
understanding.
today.
Up
She
until
gonna have
this
to tell
point,
me something.
according to police, they have not interacted with Carlee Russell since she turned up and gave an initial statement on Saturday night before she had to go to the hospital there, UAB Hospital, for treatment. She's been released since,
Well,
but
my
she
thing
has
is, if
still
she
not had
walked
interaction
from
or
wherever
that
she,
formal
you
interview
know
with
what I'm
law
saying, got
enforcement,
away from
at least based on the most
the
recent
attackers or
communications that we have
the
from the Federal Police
captives,
Department.
whatever y'all want to call them,
If something has changed,
and
we're
walked
about to
all the
find
way
out
home,
more.
she should
But
still
what
be
we've
at
got to do
UAB
now,
getting
folks,
some
because
treatment
the
on them
time is
feet.
now officially
That's what should be
3:30
happening.
Eastern. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up
I'm
audio
confused.
here. I have to stop taking questions and comments. What we are going to do is we're going to stay here with you live after the press conference to, go through exactly what we've learned and also to what we haven't found out and what remaining questions still persist. So after the press conference is done, don't go anywhere. Let's
Uh
bring up
oh, here
audio
we
here for
Mic
the
go.
first
check,
time.
mic check, 1 2. Mic
Girl, why
check,
you on here
one
looking like
two.
this, ma'am? I
Mic check.
understand it's
Everybody give me a
Alabama, but
thumbs up.
come
I just
on.
want to make sure we're good. Mic check, 1 2.
We're
Mic
good.
check, 1 2. We're in the city of Hoover, Alabama, 123,
Ooh, girl.
right at 2:30 now,
Always appreciate a good mic
Central
check.
Daylight Time. Everybody good? Everybody good?
Girl.
Mic check, 1 2. Mic check. We're getting very close. Mic check, 1 2. Mic check. You're good, Mike. Mic check.
You
You're
see
good.
her saying
You
that we're
good?
getting close. There's
Everybody's good.
a lot
You're
of
good, sir.
anticipation
In the
for this
great. Okay.
because so many days have passed since
All right.
Carlee Russell turned up.
We're back
People
up, right?
want to
Want me to give
know
you one real quick?
what happened. Again, one of the big reasons why
Okay.
people really were
Mic
so
check,
honed
one
in on this
two.
story.
Mic check, 1 2.
I'm just
I
going to
think
mute
he's
for a second. One of the
Mic
reasons
check,
that
mic
people were so
check.
honed in
Okay,
on
we
this
get it. Mic
story
check.
was because A, it was a missing person. It was a call to action. People just wanted to help find Carlee Russell safe and sound, but a good Samaritan
All right,
as well.
official 2-minute warning from
2-minute
right
warning.
now. Okay.
Oh, so now we have
So that's the
football?
official 2-minute
Okay.
warning from Hoover Police. But again, it's a woman
Okay.
who called 911, says that she was doing the right thing by reporting a toddler on the side of the road, pulling over on the side of the interstate, getting out of her vehicle, checking on the toddler when a friend on the other end of the call heard a scream, and Carlee Russell vanished. There's been
mic
endless
check, 1 2. It's
speculation
good. Okay.
since then, but I
Girl,
think it
what?
would be
Child, you ain't got no edges.
helpful to everybody
Child,
to
this
put away
dude,
for the next few
Jesus,
minutes
girl,
over the course of this
no.
press conference.
This is
Put away
not
the
how it's
speculation
supposed
for
to
a
go.
moment,
This ain't
because
how
this
this
is now an
supposed to go.
official police update that we are getting from Hoover, Alabama, where we're going to finally learn some answers as to what exactly happened to Carlee Russell in the
Yeah, we
49
gonna need to
minutes
know.
that she was missing, the 49 hours. Apologies, Freudian slip. 49 hours that she was missing, and what exactly went on during those 49 hours. And also, too, was there an abduction? Is there a toddler out there that we need to be searching for?
Okay, well, this is my
What
thing
is
right here.
actually the
If she
truth of
was
what
trying
happened
to help
Thursday
the
night
toddler and got
into
snatched up, how's
Saturday
she gonna
night?
be able to tell you
We're about to
about the
find out
whereabouts of
here.
the
We're
toddler
going to
right
go full
now?
screen, folks.
Baby.
After this press conference is over, we're going
All
to be
right, here we
taking
go,
your
y'all.
hashtag HJB questions and comments across all platforms, and also trying to figure out the sense of what we have learned and separating fact from fiction. The very latest on this story on WFLA.com. We're now live across all platforms here on WFLA Now.
Ooh, child, what's this suit? What is happening?
All right. Good afternoon and welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaleba. That's spelled KeithCzeskleba with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Durzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Durzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement is complete, there will be an opportunity to ask a few questions regarding this investigation. Keep in mind that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we cannot answer. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Brocato.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Uh-oh.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. 6 days ago, our community learned about the disappearance of Carlee Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city, but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carlee. Our community sprung into action, and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carlee. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police
Mm-hmm.
Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now. It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank
Child,
everyone
y'all
for
have
being
said
here today.
nothing.
Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll work in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Taziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21
They took her
p.m.
Cheez-Its.
when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Uh-oh. All right. Come on. Child, hit play. It don't take all of this. Come on.
On Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Silver Med, like to get off by the Silver Med. Okay, so you're before that exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Okay, towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay, and was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? Or how old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though.
You didn't get out the car.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. White male? Okay, so is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
Okay.
And you don't see any cars anywhere? No cars anywhere.
Didn't we see cars going up and down the street in that video?
Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that one. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay,
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m.
That
Traffic
was so
camera footage was
uneventful.
obtained, which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other
Chad would have
officers
still been
arrived
dragging her
shortly.
through them woods.
They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse.
But they was
The
feeding her
food she ordered
cheeses
for
that she just bought at
Tzatziki's was
Target.
also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up
That's
and
when
she
you supposed to
screamed.
start running.
She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler.
So there's no DNA on
She
the
stated
fence.
that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact.
So we had no,
She
you hear
stated
no
the next day she
clicking,
woke up
nothing.
and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock.
Mm-mm. Are you serious?
Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught,"
Oh,
was
hell.
searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction.
Oh, she's gonna do some
was
research.
conducted.
Okay.
There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you
Really?
can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we
She
can
gotta
say
think them up
is
first.
we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
In PR speak, that bitch lying.
Questions, please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question.
Mhm.
Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident,
What?
that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
I was going to say, what trauma?
Question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor?
Oh, she blamed on the white folk. Okay.
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Brittany Gale, WBRC, has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Was she traveling with anyone? Excuse me. Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
And not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened to her?
You know, that's the $100 question. We pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage.
Mhm.
And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
One quick follow-up, her parents.
Mm.
Speak with Carlee's parents, and why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only in our community of the state, but nationally when the story hit. And I just wanted them to understand that today we were going to have a press conference And what we were going to detail today are facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
Let's go ahead and take this. I do not.
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, she called right now. We're ready.
She got to work out her story a little bit better. She gonna need a little more time.
How about unknown? We know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search.
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carlee's home. That was the main ingredient here. And then we'll figure it out.
He
I
knows she
promise you
lying.
that. We'll end up.
Ain't enough for him to be upset about.
Idea about the number of manpower hours or the expense of the drones and all the rest of the search that might have cost the city and the state and the federal government?
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's again, these detectives that are here. This is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Chief, was there any prior indication of mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can you just expand on the people from the state, federal resources brought in? What were they doing exactly as you all were searching for her? Can you just expand on that?
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us.
Would you say a crime has been committed?
No, we have not determined that. No.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all of the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carlee's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, 48 hours
Yeah.
that she went missing?
Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very, very strange. Yes.
Do you feel confident, do your investigators feel confident that you know why Carlee Russell may have done this?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us, you mentioned that while I believe you said that Carlee was on the front line of one, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I mean, I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any
bull.
just moving down. It's just very hard
bull.
for me to understand.
Right.
Using technology to enhance that video from 459, and did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carlee Russell? And how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussed since we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and gentleman early said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right,
So
last
is
question here.
Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again to Carlee Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can, and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
That's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys.
I'm trying to figure out. Wow, that's it.
Breaking news on
Alrighty.
WFLA now.
So
Here's
basically, we ain't
JB
found out no
Uno.
more than what we knew before this scene came
Carlee
on.
Russell claims she was abducted by a man who emerged out of the woods along I-459 Thursday night, but missing items, a troubling Google search history, and a lack of a second interview with law enforcement leave investigators and the public with doubts as to whether or not her story is true. Hello there, folks. JB here with you live on WFLA Now across all platforms
What
as
y'all
we
think?
try to process so much of what we have learned, but also so little as to what exactly happened Thursday night when Carlee Russell vanished alongside I-459, calling 911, claiming to see a white boy clothed walking along
wearing
the
that wig. She
interstate
tell
before
y'all,
a
y'all need to
man
know.
emerged out of the woods, abducted her, took her back to an 18-wheeler, followed by a second recapturing, all leading up to her turning up on foot Saturday night at her home in Hoover, Alabama. Tremendous amounts of questions in our comment section. We're going to do our very best to go through them. And we're going to try, of course, to stay as fact-based as possible here, even though so many people have been commenting at me over the course of this live stream, sharing with me that they do not believe that Carlee Russell has been telling the truth as far as what exactly happened
Not at
to
all.
her. This is still an open investigation. Hoover police are continuing to investigate, but right now they were very honest in their press conference in saying that they want to have another interview with Carlee. They want an opportunity to ask her more questions, and they have not been able to ask her more questions since they had communications with her on Saturday night when she turned up at her parents' house. We're going to go through a lot of what we just learned. I'm going to go through kind of the highlights here.
Okay,
But
because I
look,
was waiting for the highlights.
kudos to the Hoover Police Department. They shared a lot of their ongoing investigation and a lot that I'm on to multiple pages of notes. So I'm going to kind of give everybody the highlights, and then we're going to go to your comments, what people are saying out there. Here on WFLA Now, we're very, very cognizant of our comment section. We do not shy away from your social media comments. We want to be with you there in the social media comment section and speak to what you're saying out there. So interactively, we're going to do that with hashtag HJB momentarily. Carlee Russell is said to have left her, again, all this according to the press conference, said to have left work with a bathrobe and a toilet roll ordered from the Taziki's restaurant.
Okay, so
She also
that's
picked
the
up
that's the
granola
stealing from
bars
work
and
y'all was talking
Cheez-Its,
about. Child, don't nobody care
from
about that.
a Target before she made the 911 call on the side of the road. Now, we heard the 911 call, and that was also unexpected as far as this press conference. The Hoover Police Department being very open and transparent and sharing that 911 call with the public and with the media. You hear her say on the 911 call that the boy was 3 or 4 years old. She said that she was very seemed to be, in my opinion, listening to her, she seemed very calm as she made this phone call to 911. She was saying that she was staying in the car, that she was driving a red Mercedes-Benz. She indicated that her name was Carlee Russell. The 911 operator asked her to put her hazards on. That is often a tactic to help law enforcement identify a vehicle on the side of the road that they're looking for. After the hazards were put on, the boy was described as being clothed but with no shoes. And then, of course, we get the story about her abduction, but really have to point out there from the police chief that they have the Life 360 data that says that she was following the child on the interstate for 600 yards. It's a long way. If you use end zones, it's more like it's about 5 to 6 football fields, depending on how you look at it. They found the food there from Taziki's, but they didn't find the snacks from Target. They didn't find the robe in the vehicle, and they didn't find the toilet roll that she took with her. All very, of course, curious mentions here in this press conference. Now, Carlee's story. This is her story. Man coming out of the woods or out of the trees, taking her to a trailer of an 18-wheeler where she heard a female voice, a baby crying. Then she was able to flee on foot, but was captured again. She was taken into a house at that point. She believes that pictures were taken with her, that the woman was then playing with her hair before she turned up on Saturday
But you didn't see the
night.
woman.
She was able
All that went
to
on,
get
but you
away
never
in
saw the
some
woman.
capacity
Okay.
in West Hoover. Now, police, over the course of their investigation, looked into the internet searches, the internet search history of Carlee Russell. And those internet searches clearly are troubling as far as what we're looking at here. Googling, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert, about stealing from a register, about the age of an Amber Alert, about getting a ticket to Nashville, a bus ticket to Nashville on July the 13th, and then doing a lot of research on the movie Taken, according to law enforcement.
She's
And then
too
law
young for all
enforcement
these
adding that
wigs. What is
they'd
going
like
on?
to clarify a lot of what Carlee told them, but they have not been granted the second request for an interview. And they do not believe that a threat to public safety exists right now. Also,
Just
follow
Carlee.
up notes here
She
from
don't
my
only
notes,
threat
and
the
we'll get
public
to your
safety.
comments. No previous history of mental health, no determination that a crime has taken place. So a lot to break down here. We found out so much, and also still know so little.
Thank you.
But we have been asking you on YouTube Live, do you believe that Carlee Russell was abducted? And there's there is tremendous, that provides us, everybody, with an idea as to how many people believe Carlee Russell's story versus believing that she is not, in fact, telling the truth. And there is a whopping majority of people right now in our social media comment section, greater than 90%, who do not believe Carlee Russell's story. And that's based on just analytics that are unscientific and social media based, but it does help us get some clarity as to exactly how you're feeling out there. So we're going to start to take your hashtag HeyJB questions and comments here on social media, trying to parse through as many meaningful and
all right, we got all we gonna get out of
provoking,
this.
if you will, comments, but then really the questions are what we're looking for. So I'm going to ask this question for our audience.
Yeah, I think we got all we gonna get out of that. And to be honest, we still don't know any more than what we knew before the press conference, you know what I'm saying, took place. She lying, they gonna slow walk her down, and I wouldn't put her in jail. That defeats the purpose. What I would do is, for every hour, every person, every flyer, every gallon of gas, every drone, everything we had to pay for to look for this broad, she would pay us back. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to pay that kind of money if you locked up. So yeah, you get your parents to help you, or I don't know what you're gonna do. But yeah, that's what I would do. Every penny she would pay back. Because it's gonna take a good little while since she flunked out of nursing school. Yeah, I don't think working at Taziki's, which you probably don't work at no more, would pay that type of bill. But that's me. That's what I would do with her. Because this is ridiculous. The fact that you don't want to help the police find your abductor is ridiculous. That makes absolutely no sense. And I'm just shocked that nobody's told her, that make you look guilty as hell, right? You don't want to talk, so you looking guilty as hell. But I don't know why I'm expecting that, because the way her parents was sitting up there, her mama was doing all the talking, and the daddy was up there like, I don't really. He looking around and head twitching, like I don't really want to be here, but I gotta try to have a united front. But yeah, I think if we was to get daddy by himself, he would go ahead and tell it. That's what I think. I think he would tell it. So, all right, YouTube, we have spent a good hour, well, good 35 minutes to find out mostly what we knew, and basically confirmed she's lying, and they're gonna slow walk her down. So I will be back later on to discuss her parents because it's some issues there. But we'll get into that. So y'all be on the lookout for that notification. And until next time, bye.